Roman Griffen here with a review of The Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson. I usually don't go into this genre, but I went into it because at the time there were such shit books out there. I wasn't going to go for these too romantic-y of a book. Romantic-y. It's a word now because I said so. Anyhow, don't tell nobody I'm whispering because of that. If you hear the phone ringing, it's because every time I make a video, the phone rings. I don't know why. It's like a magnet. Anyhow, the problem with this guy, he writes this story in the first person point of view. It goes wrong a lot of times because the person knows too much, the guy writing the story. And here's how the author seems to get himself out of it. The author is just, he's not secure with himself in his writing. He wusses out and it sticks out like a sore thumb. Page 5 is, I have no idea whether the beginning with my accident was the best decision, as I've never written a book before. Truth be told, I started to crash because I wanted to catch your interest, drag you into the story. You're still reading, so it seems to have worked. Don't say that, man. I mean, that's what, you did it for that reason, but don't tell somebody that. What are you, stupid? Get your head out of your ass. I mean, another thing, too, is this guy is severely burned. Are you wondering if he lives? No, on page 5 you're not wondering if he lives. Why? Because it's written in the first person. Of course he lives. He wrote the goddamn book. All the drama's gone, man. A good source for drama, too. Here's like another one. The nurse who was grasping my greasy newborn body slipped in a puddle of it, or so I was told. Once again, if you're going to write in the first person, don't use these get-out phrases. I was aware of none of this, and only learned it later from the doctors. Once again, you're getting out of the first person point of view because you know for a fact, as the author, this character knows too much about what's going on, about everything that's going on. The guy's in a coma, the guy's severely burned, but yet he can tell the story like verbatim, like it happened as if he was watching it. How the hell does he know? But the author uses these statements to try to fool you, thinking that you're the dumbass, because, oh, if I say this, I'm exonerated of all bullshit because nobody will catch on. Well, guess what? Somebody did. But, I mean, the thing is that he just covers his ass with these statements. Here's a funny one. Page 10. My grandmother didn't beat me. She fed me well. She arranged all the necessary vaccinations. I just crack up at that sentence. I mean, you know, it's time for your vaccination. You're not going to beat me, are you? Of course not. Are you hungry? I just found that funny. I'm sorry. I'll shut up. Anyway, right here again, this passion for self-directed learning has remained, which should already be apparent in my depiction of burn treatment. See you later. A get-out phrase. He claims he's unconscious for 7 weeks, but then he claims all this stuff of what happened in those 7 weeks, what he shouldn't have been worried about, what went on, etc., etc. First person point of view. If you're in a goddamn coma, how the hell do you know? Page 21. I just have a little note. He uses the colon, but not that often. But he does use it too much. Everybody knows one of my pet peeves is that colon usage. Page 22. I am coming there. I am coming. There is nothing you can do about it. The voice was feminine. This is how I knew it was a she. No shit. Imagine that. You knew it was feminine. It was a she voice. Plus she says, I'm coming. There's nothing you can do about it. Must have did something right? Now here's the deal. Page 36. This guy that's telling the story was a porn star, directed porn and everything. Here's a problem with characterization, and there's several problems with it, but here's one big one. This is when I started thinking about vaginas. Now he's laying in the hospital. This is when I started thinking about vaginas. A porn star thinking about vaginas. Shouldn't there have been a stronger word used here? Maybe like the P word, another name for a cat. My point is, there's a characterization problem. Who is he? The Shakespearean director of pornos? When I started thinking about vaginas. She's got nice femurs, doesn't she? No, man, it doesn't work. You have to use that language, Andrew. Don't wuss out. The guy's a porn star. He's not thinking about vaginas. We know what he's thinking about. You have to say it. Once again, you wussed out with the point of view. You're wussing out with this vagina word. Oh, here's another, page 44. I would simply get well enough to be released, and within 24 hours of leaving the hospital, I would be dead. This was my promise to myself, and it was the only thing that kept me going. First person narrative, folks. He's claiming that he's going to kill himself within 24 hours of being released from the hospital. Why does that not do anything for us? Because this is written in the first person. Once again, the guy's saying, I'm going to kill myself in 24 hours of getting released from the hospital. Once he's released from the hospital, we know he's not going to kill himself because there's this much of the book left, and he's the narrator. So, where does it go? Who knows and who cares? The story is some kind of a mythical thing about some kind of, I don't know what was going on, but I tell you right now, it just dragged on and on and on. People are going to sit there and say, oh, this was great. The depiction of the burn victim, it really brought me into the story. I was totally enthralled. All he did was write about a burn victim. How gross it is, how disgusting it is. It does not take a genius to write about being a burn victim and having burn treatments to make somebody wince and go, ooh, I bet that hurt. No. People are going to laud him for this, for how he described being burned. It doesn't matter. He took a non-fiction article and put it into a fictional book. That's all he did. Anything. If I sat here and I explained to you about disembowelments and how they happen in my neighborhood all the time, and I described them, not even in detail, you would be like, ooh, that was nasty. I don't have to be Mark Twain in order for it to come across as with the effect that I want. So the story, it sucks, it drags, and the characterization, there's problems there, and of course there's problems with this just stupid shit along the way. I held back with the last review I did with the Suzanne, but this one, give this one a miss. Your time is worth more than what you're going to pay for this book. I don't care if you get it for $1. You paid too much.